Good afternoon. We'll call this hearing to order. Before we begin, I want to remind those members who are connecting with us remotely to mute your microphone. This will cut down on the static feedback in the hearing room. Today, the committee will receive testimony from the Director of the Bureau of Indian Education and two tribal organization witnesses on preparing to head back to class, addressing how to safely reopen Bureau of Indian Education schools. Federal government has a treaty and trust responsibility to deliver quality education to Native students. Most of this education is delivered by the Bureau of Indian Education at the Department of the Interior. BIE oversees 183 elementary and secondary schools and operates 2 post-secondary schools. These schools are located on or near 63 Indian reservations in 23 states with approximately 48,000 students enrolled in BIE schools. 55 schools are operated directly by the BIE. Additionally, there are 2 BIE-operated colleges located in Kansas and New Mexico. In my home state of North Dakota, there are 11 BIE-funded schools. We are approaching the time of year when students across the country usually return to school. However, this year, unlike years past, bring a new dynamic in the mix with the COVID-19 pandemic. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states that American Indians and Alaska Natives are a racial and ethnic minority group at an increased risk of contracting COVID-19 or experiencing severe illness. Because of these high rates, Native communities have taken much needed measures to protect their people. Most BIE schools have been closed since March. Since then, Congress passed the CARES Act, which appropriated $69 million for the Bureau of Indian Education. Through the U.S. Department of Education, an additional $153 million was sent to the BIE for mitigating and addressing COVID-19. These funds were also distributed to tribal colleges and universities. In total, for fiscal year 2020, Congress has appropriated $1.9 billion for the operation of BIE schools. The BIE has at least 4 ongoing consultations on spending the money of the CARES Act and reopening schools. And I'm curious to see how those consultations are going. We hope today's hearing can better guide BIE, its tribally controlled schools, and tribal colleges and universities in moving forward to safely reopen schools. I look forward to hearing from the administration on what this plan looks like. And I want to thank Director Dearman for appearing today in front of our committee. Before we hear from our witnesses, I want to turn to Vice Chairman Udall for his opening statement.